I know, it's super scary just then. Gotta liven you guys up somehow. And yes, I am very, very lame. Now that I have your undivided attention, I want to update you guys on my little investigation. I've been really studying into the photos that my grandfather left for me, and I really do think they're authentic. I had this ufologist on Twitter help me confirm quite a few of them, so big thanks to him. Okay, so it's not the best verification ever, but I can't exactly go down to the local college and ask to see the professor on ufology. So, Terry and I, the guy, mostly spent time focusing on the images that have UFOs in them, but some of the ones that really interest me have my grandfather in them. Looks like some sort of lab. Apparently like math or geometry or something played into his research into UFOs, as far as I can tell anyway, which is bad news for me because I hated math back in high school. Gives me flashbacks to Miss Greenshaw's class, those hour-long naps. I mean, lectures. Okay, this is where it gets really weird. That orb is definitely floating for some reason. I don't know how that's happening, but it gives me the willies. And over here we have either bad reception or a poltergeist at the TV. This photo was probably taken later than the first two. I noticed numbers had been added to the collection in addition to the original equations or whatever they were. Speaking of equations, as I've said before, I am not a mathematician by any means. So, if you are more algebraically inclined and would like to take a shot at figuring out what these equations mean, please be my guest. In fact, I implore you to take a look and save me the trouble and headache. I've put the equations on my Tumblr in my photos, just so you know. Okay, last but not least, these are the people I need to find. As far as I can tell, they were part of my grandfather's research. I don't really recognize any of them except for the woman, and I only recognize her from the other photos, so that's not much of a lead, and I can't really figure out a whole lot more without my uncle or anyone getting back to me. I really appreciate everyone taking the time to watch the videos and comment. It really helps me feel like I'm not alone, you know? The thing is, though, I feel like I'm headed toward a dead end. It's like I've got these really cool old photos, and they've got people in them, but I have no idea how to figure out anything about any of them. The files don't really have anything more in them except for the photos. And, I mean, they're cool and all, but they don't really help me find out anything about my grandfather. That's really what this project is all about, figuring out who my grandfather was and delving into his research. I'm not exactly doing a bang-up job of either. But I'm not giving up. There's got to be clues in here somewhere. Like, for example, I'm willing to bet that's my grandfather's place. If I could just get my parents to tell me more about him, or my uncle to actually return my calls, this would be a lot easier. Like, just the other day, I tried talking to my dad, and he just, like, shut me down and got really annoyed with me, which kind of sucked. Okay, I've got to try and get some sleep. But I'll see you next week. I'll show you the rest of the photos and we can get on with this old-fashioned detective work.